Okay, hi. I'm doing a OBS settings and render settings thing, and then I'm doing a thumbnail tutorial. So yeah, I'm just doing a couple games beforehand, so it isn't just... I just played in a game, and I was trying to get out my first rush for the whole entire game. It was absolutely horrendous. After I got my first rush out, I just quit the game because I felt like I did nothing. And it was just sort of annoying. This guy fell in the void, so that's nice. I'm also using a different pack again. It's one of papiashley's. It's unreleased. Why did he gap? I am just really good at this game. Sometimes I surprise myself. Why do they have this? Okay, yeah. I guess I'll get a trap then. Okay, so it seems like everyone else... White got pink, so I'm gonna go for white after I get prot. It doesn't seem like white's going for me, which is good. I should have time, unless they are. No, white is going for aqua. White seemed pretty good. They're level 126 for high pixel, so I'd rather get them out now. They just have a wool defense. They're still at aqua, so I think I can catch up with them if they try to go to my base. I'm gonna try to go after them before they do anything. It looks like they're going to green or blue. Ah! Oh my goodness. They were really just going off there. I need to buy a gap and then go over to yellow. I thought I was just gonna be able to like tap them on their back. No, I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, I didn't think that was gonna happen. Hello, brother. Can I check it in a second because I'm recording? Yeah. It's okay. Okay, hi, second round. Anyways, everyone's saying what their best CPS is, and that's scary. Okay, I just tabbed out. I'm gonna watch this guy. Oh wait, shoot, I have more than I need. I think they got distracted because they're talking. This person has the Model O, and that's scary because fast clicks obviously means talent. Where did they go? Did no one just see that? Very much lag. That was upsetting. Okay. I didn't know that they had TNT. Okay, that's so annoying. They place stuff on their bridge, so it would be hard for me to get up. Well, that didn't work out. They should have fallen off like 3 times over. I am very annoyed. Okay, I need to go kill them now. Sometimes this game seriously sucks. They fell, never mind. I'm just gonna go to diamonds. Alright, I'm gonna head over to blue. I'm hoping pink and gray fight since they're next to each other, which should be good for me. I don't know where blue is, so hopefully nowhere too far. Okay, pink and gray are fighting, which is good. There's gray and blue, and they're pretty sure they're gonna get obby. Luckily, pink's still alive, so gray shouldn't be going for me. Alright, I'm gonna head over to blue. It seems like green wasn't in the game to begin with. Blue hasn't noticed I'm here, so I'm just gonna build up. They do have obby. I don't know where they are. Ah! Oh my gosh, that gave me an absolute heart attack. I didn't expect that. Let's head over to gray then. They're most likely near my base, which is bad. They asked me if I had 20 CPS, which I don't even get close to, so... Alright, because everyone was talking about CPS in the lobby before, which I thought was kind of strange, but I don't get close to 20. No, I'm not gonna answer because I don't want to show my star. I mean, my star isn't that high. But like, okay. Oh god, it was really slow. Ah! No, please let me kill you. Okay, that was kind of disappointing. Now I have to go all the way back and find them. I guess I have a tracker just in case. That's probably where they're gonna go. And also I can go to them through middle. Oh wait, there they are. Oh my goodness. Alright, yeah. GG's, let's get on to the tutorials. Loser times 3! Alright, so for the first thing I do, for backgrounds, I actually downloaded some maps. You could just search up the map or bedwars maps downloads, and that's what I usually do. So I go into an area where I think would look cool. Sorry, sometimes I practice bridging. Alright, so I go into an area where I find cool for it to be by, and usually I put on a shader. So for this, I usually just use Sildur's vibrant shaders and light because I don't need too much light. BSL shaders is nice, but it's also very, very bright, and I think these look really nice anyways. So sometimes I go like behind the light so then it's shining towards here, and then I go into F1 and I take a screenshot. You can really do whatever, it's up to you. This is just what I do, and people have been asking how I do my thumbnails, so I might as well put it in there. Okay, so for this part, for the rigs, or like the renders, I use Cinema 4D, and I actually lost my original files, but I have a pre-saved one, so then that's what I used for that one. And I have the Melon V2 rig for the actual rig, and then I have the Lightroom V2 by Mondays for like the light overlay, just because I think it looks a lot better. Here, I'll show you what it looks like with and without. So this is with the Lightroom. I feel like it just looks like this without the extra stuff over it, and I find that it looks much better with the Lightroom. So what I have preset in mind is I turn off the eyes, which are right here, and the pupils, the eyebrows, the mouth. I turn off everything and I change it to an Alex skin. You can do either or, both look fine to me. Let me make myself a pose that I like, and then we can move on to everything else. Alright, so I go into this little thing where it has the tier, and then I go to save, and you want to make sure it's selected, and then if you press this button, it saves it to wherever you want to save it, and I just name it to what I'm gonna basically name the video title. So this will just be tutorial, and then you press this one. Okay, so I use Photoshop, and you can get it for free, but like it's illegal, but like it didn't happen. Anyways, so for my presets, I do 1920 by 1080, and I do 72 for the resolution just because it doesn't matter too much. This opens up, so I open my background from .minecraft, and then I go screenshots. I have some preset backgrounds which I also really like. I got this one, so I drag it in, I have it zoomed in, and I press enter, or you can press the check mark. So for my backgrounds, I go into filter, blur, and then I just do motion blur at a distance of 20 pixels and angle of 0. I think it looks nice. And then I have some accessories. I don't know how I'm gonna be able to get you guys to download these just because I don't remember what I searched up to download them, but I use this raise. I just zoom them in a lot until can't see the edges anymore, and then once it's centered, you could just press enter. You have to rasterize the layers when you drag them in, and then I usually lock it, so then everything I draw goes only onto the part that it had, and I usually just change it to white, and then I usually put it as either a soft light or an overlay, and I like the way the overlay looks, but I think it's too bright for me, so I usually put down to like 40ish. I also put, let me find it, these sparkles. I duplicate the layer and I just drag it over. Usually it lines up perfectly. Select both of them by pressing one, shift, and then pressing the other, and right clicking and merging the layers so they're together. And then that one I press either overlay or soft light, whatever. I'm just gonna do soft light. I like a lot of things on my thumbnails. So now we get into our renders. So I found mine and I drag it in, and I usually just zoom it in how I like it, and I press enter. I don't do anything to my renders, I just leave them as is. So next is the text portion, and for my text, I usually put a little thing that looks like that, but I have a nicer looking one. So let me get that and I'll show you what it looks like. Alright, so I copied them over to here from my pre-saved one, and this is what it looks like. There's two layers I just copied and pasted over. Bottom one's 100% opacity and the second one's 64, and I usually just do two different colors, whatever color I feel like having the thumbnail. Yeah, and I put that below text and I center it to the middle, and I usually put it above the render. I think it looks nice, so I think I'm gonna do this color for the thumbnail. I usually try to do things that are within the already pre-made backgrounds, just so it looks kind of matchy. Sometimes I like to change the background to match the thumbnail, and for that I go to image, adjustments, and then hue/saturation. If I already have a color selected in my little color picker thing, I just press colorize and it usually colorizes it, and I just change it to how I like it. But if I don't like how that looks, I can just change it a little bit and it can just make it look a little nicer so it matches a little more. You don't have to do that. It's really just preference, and this is my personal preference. All right, so we're on to the text portion. So I'm just gonna do OBS settings. So I wrote this down, and then now for fonts, I have a lot of fonts that I use, and I just sample through what I think would be best depending on the size of the wording. And these words, there's 2 words here and one of them's pretty large, so I'm doing Billy because it's a small font and it's cute. So for the color, I usually just do the same colors as the backgrounds, but just a little bit brighter so they pop out. Okay, so for the effects, I do a drop shadow, and I usually have it at 135 degrees. I have the opacity set to 21 and the blend mode is multiply and it's in the color black. And then for the distance, I just do whatever I think looks best. So I'm gonna use 9 for that. And I usually do an inner glow, and I do whatever the color is. And I also do shadow. So for the glow, it has a choke of 6, size of 15, and it's in the center. And for the blend mode, it's linear light and it's at a 19% opacity. So for the inner shadow, I have it at multiply in black at 23%, and I usually put the size to whatever I think looks best, and it seems like 8 is pretty good for this. You also don't have to do this. If you don't, it'll look just as good. So yeah, that's usually all I do for the text. I'm gonna do the rest of the text and then I'll get back. Alright, so I finished the text and I decided to change the font just because I didn't like the way it looked. And now that I've done this, we're gonna move on to accessories. So I usually add these clouds just because I like the way they look. I guess you could just search up cloud PNG if you want clouds in yours, and that's usually where I got them. So I put one in the bottom right corner, and I duplicate it and put one in the top left, and then I changed them to a screen. So there's one final thing that I do before moving on to a separate part, and that's adding a filter. So I found this photo a really long time ago, so I changed it because it was faced a different way, and I zoom it in a lot. And for this, I usually blur it with Gaussian blur, and then I change it to screen, and usually to 30%, and I think it changes the whole entire vibe to it. I like the way it looks on it. And you can change the color of it. It doesn't have to be pink, but I usually put pink. Alright, so you can save that, and I usually save it as a JPEG just because it takes up less space and it's still good quality if you put it to the maximum. So now you're gonna open it up again, and I use this little rectangular tool. I don't really know how else to explain it, and I go from the top corner and I try to get it as perfect as possible. Okay, so once I got it like that, I'm gonna right click and copy it, and then I'm gonna select the background or bottom layer, and I'm going to go to filter, blur, and radial blur, and I set the amount to 10, and I changed the blur method to zoom and best quality. This is what it looks like without the top layer. And I don't stop there. I actually select the top layer, go to the eraser tool, go onto the soft round, and I just erase the outside so it blends in better. And then once I do that, I add a star overlay. It looks like this, and I changed it to screen, and then I usually change it to 50% just so it's not as vibrant and bright. And that's usually all I do for thumbnails. I know it's a lot, but I've gotten used to it, and I saved a preset, so I just have to change the background. So yeah, then I just save over it, and I'm done with that. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Remember to ask questions if you need any. Hope you have an amazing day. Bye.